Hello, everyone. My name is Adriana Mora, and I am an art director and 3D artist, but also a judge for the AI Art magazine. And I am here today to chat with PJ Richardson about his AI created piece, which I selected as the golden ticket winner for this print edition. So, hello, PJ. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I have a lot of questions, and I'm pretty sure that people are super curious about you and your art piece. So you have been an image creator and a creative director for more than 20 years. So tell us, how is it like for you to have access to AI to evolve and adapt your practice as both maker and director?
A lot of ways. It's interesting. I think working in this industry in design and animation and motion graphics for so long, it strangely a lot stayed exactly the same. Some things have changed and evolved and gotten different, but it's actually kind of trippy how you know started off using After Effects and Photoshop and Illustrator and Cinema 4D, and we still do after this long, right? But along the way, technologies have improved pretty amazingly and very well. And AI is like is a version of that, but like on steroids. Like it just automates a ton of different things in a much faster and much better way. So I think the way that AI has been really interesting for us is two ways. Like in a utilitarian way, like it speeds up processes like Roto or 3D remeshing or even ChatGPT to tell me how to write a pitch deck, right? But then on the art side, it takes my own work or references or even just thoughts that I have and creates these wildly imaginative outputs that I often think of them more like the way that we use them in the studio is more like a thought starter or like a motivator to then go in on top of that and add our own or edit our own or ideas around it or on top of it or mix them together. But that's what we've really embraced at the studio is that it's like an inspiration machine on steroids.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Um, Tell us about what inspired you to create this artwork because it's actually like a series of three images, isn't it?
Yeah. During the I think around the era of like NFTs, I was doing a lot of 3D. I still do, but I was doing a lot of 3D dailies, and I made this weird random like displacement map abstract piece where I just took a photo from Unsplash, and I didn't want to get in trouble and make it look like I was just using someone else's photo. So I ran it in Cinema 4D Redshift and just used the photo to make these spiky displacements. And I always loved it. There's no reason for it, but I just liked how it looked. And I did a series of that and kind of kept coming back to it. And then when AI, well, in this case, not when AI came, but like I just was messing around with AI, in particular Kriya AI, and I was interested in trying to make my own AI models with my own renders. So I pumped all of these displacement renders into Kriya's custom model thing and started pumping stuff out. But it was really good. It just gave me like a ton more of the same thing that I'd already done. But I was like, I wanted to have a meaning or have some reason. So I started doing these series where I pumped in like nature, trees, and then eventually came upon flowers because flowers are always kind of fun and nice and easy to make. And sort
Mhm.
of I don't know, there's sort of an elegance to nature, and so this series became of that where it was making these different like categories of flowers, combining the my old 3D art through AI to get these outputs. And I think one thing that I really liked about it too was just that it was I don't know there it was the outputs were still like simpler and there was kind of a grace and sort of elegance to them that I really liked. Where I think with a lot of AI, it's easy for it to be like maximalist overload, like photo bash craziness that doesn't feel as calming.
Which in contrast, like the reason why I picked your piece for this edition was the simplicity of it. Like I thought that it was so sophisticated, like the composition was so simple, but it had also like a very tactile and painterly quality to it that was just like very mesmerizing to me. So that's very interesting. Um, and so for you, a big step on your process is Crea, right? Um,
Yeah.
what other tools you use together or into Crea?
Yeah, that's a good question. Mid Journey sometimes. Um, a lot of lately, like Runway, VO, Kling. Sometimes we in this piece it was entirely through Korea, but just in general we've been using those tools. A lot of Comfy UI stuff as well. We got really into a couple like a month ago. We got really into I guess it's now called Autodesk Flow, but it was Wonder Dynamics, which we doing like photo geo head replacement on things. And so that's been really fun. And then I really love Tropo AI as well, where I can take anything really and turn it into a 3D model. And it works really well. So
Amazing. In the magazine, I wrote a small essay about how undemocratic digital art creation tools have been until now. And personally, I believe that AI enabled tools are truly much closer to democratizing digital artistic creation. So, for you that you work with several artists, is there any advice that you would like to give to people who are just entering the creative industry to take advantage of all these AI boom?
yeah, I have a lot of advice there. I think to your point, I mean, I think we were at off Barcelona maybe 2 years to go together, and I met a guy there that I kept in touch with. This guy Michael, and I think he's from somewhere in Africa, and I say Nigeria, I forget somewhere, and
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away. It just had never crossed my mind the in every which way the limitation for like 3D in particular for artists that aren't that are that we have more advantages here than I realized we did in the States. Like getting a GPU, getting a software license, all these things
Yeah.
that don't seem that expensive to me were humongous costs and pretty much in a prohibitive way for a lot of people elsewhere. And that this conversation kind of made me realize that with Michael, and he still got access and does wonderful things, but it I started to become aware of the limitation, and then also the technical one. Like you
Yeah.
open up, like I open up Blender, and I'm like, what, or Houdini or something, and I'm like, my brain is just, I'm not smart enough. I'm just not like so. So the AI does this amazing thing of democratizing it to where you can do anything. You can come up with something just by an idea that you type in. You can you can um, pull image references and find and create a look for something you want to based off of something you like or some taste that you have. And so I think that freedom is really exciting for young artists. But with that freedom comes a different challenge in that you can literally do anything and you feel like you have to do everything, which, in and I think because of the boom of AI, you think you might need to abandon non-AI stuff that got you into your creative career, graphic design, motion, whatever it is. And I say all that because I don't think any of it's true. And I don't think it's talked about enough. So like if you're an artist starting out, I think the two things that matter is picking a general direction that you like and are passionate about. It could be motion graphics, it could be character illustration, any number of things. Use AI as a tool to amplify that particular direction you want to go in. And then I think this is the key ingredient, and we talked about this before, is just above all else, AI is never going to solve taste. Just isn't. Like you still have to have really good taste. You have to have, I think, really elevated references and taste more than ever. And because that's going to be what people are going to know you for, and the tools are just going to be how you help them get there. And more often than not, it's not one or the other. It's AI in combination with something. And so I think that's the path forward for artists that might feel overwhelmed by this all because it is overwhelming. You don't have to just do one single thing, but being an expert or known for something is going to be your strongest path forward. There's always this, I think, and it was even before AI, but even more so now, this gigantic misdirection that I've seen where artists are told to or think that they need to do all these different things, certainly stylistically, and then they end up kind of not very good at any of them. So
Yeah,
that's what I got.
completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for spending this time chatting with me and sharing your thoughts with everybody.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Thank you.